Imagine this. A massive alien armada descends on Earth, their ships blotting out the sun like a swarm of locusts. We've studied you humans for centuries, your wars, your chaos, and we thought we knew everything. You were just another violent species ripe for conquest. But as our invasion began, something impossible happened. Humanity didn't break. You rose, and that's when we realized we were the ones in danger if stories of humans turning the tide against impossible odds get your blood pumping like this epic clash. Where we aliens learned the hard way: smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next time humanity goes badass on the galaxy. I am Zorath, High Observer of the Galactic Concordance. For eons our Federation has catalogued species across the stars. Most were predictable empires built on blood, crumbling under their own weight. When we discovered humanity, we followed protocol. We watched from the shadows, dissecting your history like a specimen under a blade. Your World War I trenches, filled with poison gas, millions choking in the mud. World War II, systematic horrors that scarred your planet's soul. And World War III, a brutal uprising on Mars where colonists fought their own kind for freedom, turning red dust to rivers of crimson. To us, it screamed threat. Humans were expansionist, fractured, but dangerously adaptive. We decided subjugate them before they reached the stars, prevent another galactic tyrant. Our fleet arrived cloaked, orbiting your blue world like silent predators. We broadcast the ultimatum: surrender your sovereignty or face annihilation. We expected panic, division. Your history suggested as much. Instead, your leaders, united in ours, global broadcasts showed defiance. We don't kneel to bullies from the void. It was almost amusing. We launched the first strike. Our dropships pierced your atmosphere, targeting key cities: New York, Beijing, Moscow. Plasma beams scorched the skies, turning skyscrapers to slag. We anticipated quick capitulation. But you humans, you adapted faster than any species we'd encountered. Your military scrambled jets that danced through our fire like insects evading a SWAT missiles. Crude but clever, exploited weaknesses in our shields we'd never revealed. I watched from the command bridge as our ground forces deployed tall armored warriors. Our elite vexaries stormed your streets. They were met not with fleeing crowds but barricades manned by civilians wielding improvised weapons. A farmer with a shotgun took down a vexary scout. How? My second-in-command hissed, their tech is primitive. Then came the hackers. Your digital warriors infiltrated our network's mid-battle. Firewalls crumbled under code you'd reverse-engineered from our initial scans. Suddenly our drones turned on us, raining fire on our own lines. Chaos erupted. We lost a battalion. In minutes, I slammed my fist on the console. This is no backward world. They're outthinking us. But the real shock: your Unity factions that once warred now shared resources. Aid convoys raced across borders. Doctors treating enemies' wounds. One transmission we intercepted: a soldier saying we're all human today. It baffled us in our Federation alliances. Fractured under stress. Yours forged steel cliffhanger. As our forces regrouped for our orbital bombardment, your satellites lit up with something new, a signal we couldn't decode. What were you planning? We unleashed the bombardment beams, lanced down, vaporizing military bases. Billions watched in horror as mushroom clouds bloomed, but you didn't wait to die. From hidden bunkers, you launched countermeasures tipped with nuclear warheads, repurposed from your Cold Wars. They weren't aimed at our ships, but at our supply lines in orbit. Nations rippled through space, EMP waves frying our electronics. Half our fleet went dark, drifting like corpses. Impossible. I roared. They shouldn't have that range. Yet there it was. Human ingenuity. You'd bootstrapped your tech overnight, using salvaged alien debris from the first crashes on the ground. The fight turned personal. I led a recon team to capture a human leader in the ruins of Washington, D.C. We cornered her in a collapsed monument, surrounded by her guards. She was calm, eyes fierce. You think we're monsters because of our past, she said through a translator, but we've learned from it. We fight for each other. Now her words stung our scans, showed her vital signs: adrenaline surging but no fear. Just resolve. As we closed in, traps sprung, buried explosives, sniper fire from shadows. My team fell one by one. I barely escaped, phaser in hand, haunted by her parting shot. Come back when you're ready to talk peace. Back on the ship, doubt crept in. Our warriors whispered of human ghosts, soldiers who fought on despite wounds that would fell our kind. One report: a human pilot plane of flame rammed a dropship to save his squadron. Sacrifice, it wasn't in our doctrines. We conquered through superiority, not hard engagement. Question: what if this was real? Could you charge into battle, knowing it might be your last, just to protect a stranger? Cliffhanger: with our fleet crippled, we prepared our final weapon, planet cracker beam, but your probes were closing in, carrying something unknown. Were we about to witness humanity's madness, or genius. Desperation fueled us. The planet cracker charged a beam that could split Earth like an egg. Victory seemed assured. Then your probes arrived. Not weapons, but decoys laced with viruses. They docked undetected, uploading code that turned our own AI against us. Systems rebelled, life support failed, weapons misfired. Panic swept the bridge there inside our minds. A technician screamed. Humans had outwitted us again, not with brute force, but cleverness born of your chaotic history. Wars had taught you adaptability. We'd grown complacent in our dominance ground. Reports worsened. Human forces, bolstered by global coalitions, pushed back. They used guerrilla tactics, hitting supply depots, vanishing into forests and cities. One alien squad surrendered after being surrounded by children bearing flags of truce. Children, we don't want to kill you, they said. Just go home. It broke something in me. We'd come as conquerors, expecting beasts. Instead, we found warriors with souls, families fighting side by side, medics saving our wounded. A captured Vexery told me later they bandaged my arm and shared their food. Why? Because that's humanity, not just survivors, but protectors. You outlast because you bond, outwit because you innovate under fire, overpower because your spirit doesn't quit. Cliffhanger. As the planet cracker powered down, sabotaged from within, I faced a choice: escalate to mutual destruction or signal retreat. But humans had one more surprise. In the final moments, with our fleet in tatters, your emissaries hailed us. Not with demands, but an offer: stand down, and we'll help you repair. The stars are big enough for all. It was the twist. We never saw mercy after victory. We'd brought war. You brought peace. Our armada limped away, defeated not by weapons, but by your unbreakable will and unexpected compassion. Humans didn't just outlast us, they outclassed us, turning invasion into alliance. The galaxy trembled as word spread. Earth was untouchable. In the end, humanity's true power isn't in your bombs or battleships. It's in your resilience, your wild creativity, and that stubborn spark of hope that turns enemies into allies. We've scoured the stars and found nothing like it. You remind the universe, even in darkness, light can win. What makes us human isn't our flaws, it's how we rise above them, proud. You should be. This clash showed aliens, the real Earth's forgiving and forever fighting back. But imagine more threats lurking in the void. Subscribe now for epic HFY tales that celebrate our badass spirit. Like and share if this fired you up, and drop in the comments, what's humanity's ultimate weapon? Our brains, our hearts, or our sheer refusal to quit? Let's discuss. Could you turn the tide against an alien horde?